when we move the ball, all right, we get great looks on the offensive end. It helps us set our defense, and we're getting it done on that end. You know, we still got a couple of things to clean up on those second and third rotations, but the ball movement offensively, our best defense is great shot selection and ball movement on this end.
Instead of text or anything with Steph yet, or have you heard from her?
She shot a text. She just was proud of us and, you know, proud of how we fought for 40 minutes. I'll get on here after here and get on a call with her. She's been a great mentor to me, and she made the transition easy with the amount of, you know, trust that she put in me to you know, lead. And, you know, so I owe her a lot. You know, I'll reach out to her here soon.
Angel Reese's worst nightmare unfolded on national TV. A sold-out United Center, primetime broadcast, and all eyes on her. Yet she scored only 4 points. What went so wrong for the Chicago Sky's standout star? And how did the Indiana Fever dominate so effortlessly even without Caitlin Clark? The answer might rewrite how you see the WNBA's biggest stars.
Talk about what she's been able to provide, because when you're able to come onto a team and fill in for two really important players in Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, what does that mean to the Fever when they're just trying to get back to 500 here?
4 players in double figures, and when one of those is a hardship contract player, you're doing terrific things. Ari McDonald has been a great spark for the Fever. That rivalry, I mean, they just give it everything they have. I was really impressed with the offensive output for the Fever, the way that they knock down threes on the outside, the high percentage looks in the inside.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Imagine this. You're Angel Reese, the face of Chicago Sky.
This is an Indiana team that, even with Caitlin Clark, is having a little bit of difficulty getting scoring and really getting key games from some of its players. We heard so much from our great CBS crew.
You know, I want to ask you about Caitlin Clark and what she's going to mean to this team when she comes back. And we know it's immense. But the fact that they've won 2 in a row without her in the lineup, they lost 2 of the previous 3. But
players moving without the ball, and Ari McDonald, as we heard Ice say, just such a great motor, has such great instincts, and is able to drive downhill, and is a little bit of a spark for this Indiana Fever squad right now.
The United Center is electric, packed with over 19,000 screaming fans, millions more tuned in at home, and it's your moment to prove you're the future of the WNBA. But things don't go as planned. Not even close. Hours earlier, Reese was hyping the matchup on her socials, posting photos from flashy pre-game shoots, captions dripping with confidence, and quoting the doubters. If there was one thing she wanted, it was to make this her game. Instead, it became her biggest letdown. For 27 minutes on the court, Reese looked completely out of sync. She shot 2 for 7 from the field, finishing with a shocking 4 points, her lowest total of the season. The Sky needed a leader, but Reese wasn't that. On live TV, analysts like LaChina Robinson didn't hold back, questioning if Reese was ready for the heavy expectations being placed on her. Fans were just as harsh, with one tweet going viral. The only thing Angel Reese is dominating right now is Instagram. And it wasn't just her performance, the entire Sky roster fell flat. Here's how bad it was. No Chicago player hit double digits. Their 52 points weren't just embarrassing, it was their lowest scoring total in 12 years. They shot 31% as a team, leaving commentators scrambling to describe the disaster. Compared to this, Reese's 4 points felt symbolic of deeper issues. The lack of depth, disjointed rotations, and a roster that relied way too much on star talent to carry them out of trouble. But is it fair to pile all the blame on Reese? Some are saying yes. After all, this was her second bad showing against the Fever this season. Back in May, she dropped a quiet 9 points as Indiana destroyed Chicago in a 35-point beatdown. A pattern is forming, and it's an ugly one. These are the games where stars define themselves, and right now, Reese is coming up empty while comparisons to Caitlin Clark grow louder.
Ari McDonald has been willingly playing the right type of basketball, the way the Fever want to play. But to me, it's her motor. It's the fact that she's playing in survival mode on a hardship contract, which also fits the identity of the Fever. I said it during the broadcast, but they could not have gotten a better hardship contract player to fit their system. It's her motor and it's her adaptability. I mean, she's a pest defensively. She likes to play with pace, which is the identity of the Fever. And then she's unselfish. She's looking to get downhill. She's looking to facilitate, but she can also knock down shots on the outside.
The truth is, this game showed cracks in more than Reese's performance. The Fever Fever didn't just beat the Sky, they exposed them. What if I told you that the Indiana Fever just crushed the Chicago Sky without Caitlin Clark? That's right, no Clark, no Sophie Cunningham, and even their head coach Stephanie White was out. Expectations were low. Ticket prices for this game dropped to $3, and many assumed the Fever would struggle without their biggest names on the floor. Instead, they delivered a statement that should have the entire league paying attention. Acting head coach Austin Kelly stepped into the spotlight and guided the Fever to one of their most commanding wins this season. Kelsey Mitchell led the charge with 17 points on efficient 5 of 11 shooting, proving once again why she's one of the most reliable scorers in the WNBA. Off the bench, Ari McDonald added 12 points, including 3 huge three-pointers. Natasha Howard and rookie standout Aliyah Boston pitched in as well, with Howard putting up 13 points and Boston showing off her all-around game with 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Even role players like Lexi Hull made their mark, with Hull surpassing 500 career points during the game. But it wasn't just about the scoring. The Fever's defense was suffocating. They held the Sky to just 52 points, a total so low it hasn't been seen in over a decade. Their ball movement on offense was just as impressive, with 20 assists on 27 made baskets. This is what a team-first mentality looks like. When Kelly said, "Our best defense is when our offense is clicking," it wasn't just a soundbite. It was the story of the game.
We know what Caitlin Clark can be and will be for this league and for the Indiana Fever. We saw glimpses of that last season. Now she can take that. She has such a high IQ and utilize that. So I only think this is going to fuel this Fever team, who does have championship aspirations. And so that the fact that the Fever now are getting comfortable, moving, as I've said before, and we'll have Caitlin Clark, I got so excited to knock my mic around. We'll have Caitlin Clark who can see what's happening on the court. And now they're starting to accelerate the process of playing like a team that's been together for more than really just a couple of months now.
What makes this win even more striking is how it exposed the Sky's lack of depth. While Angel Reese and her team floundered, shooting a dismal 31%, the Fever's balanced approach highlighted just how far Chicago still needs to go. Even from the sidelines, Caitlin Clark cast a long shadow, her courtside moments grabbing more attention than anything Reese could deliver on the court. For the Fever, this was more than a win. It was proof they're gutting for a title regardless of who's suiting up. This wasn't just a loss for Angel Reese, it was a blunt reminder of the gap between where the Sky are and where championship teams like the Fever stand. The Fever's 79-52 demolition of Chicago proved they're not just reliant on Caitlin Clark, they're deep, disciplined, and ready to compete for a title. Now it's your turn. Do you think Angel Reese can recover from this and rise to the expectations, or is her hype starting to fade? Drop your thoughts below. And with Clark potentially returning for the Fever's next game, one question remains: how unstoppable will they look when their star is back?